In a distant part of the galaxy, an assembly of alien species gathered under the banner of the Galactic Council. Their massive ships hovered ominously above Earth's orbit, casting long shadows over the planet below. The Council had come with a message, and they made sure everyone on Earth heard it loud and clear. Across every channel, television, radio, internet, their ultimatum echoed. They accused humanity of reckless expansion, stealing advanced technology, and endangering fragile ecosystems on newly discovered planets. The Council demanded that humans stop their actions immediately or face the consequences. Total annihilation. On Earth, people reacted in different ways. In bustling cities and quiet towns, the news spread like wildfire. Screens in coffee shops, offices, and living rooms lit up with the broadcast. Jake Morrison, a mechanic from Chicago, sat on his couch sipping his morning coffee as he watched the announcement. He tilted his head, listening to the robotic voice of the alien spokesperson. When the message ended, Jake simply shrugged and muttered, "They'll get bored and go away." His neighbor, Clara Bennett, who was watering her plants outside, overheard him and rolled her eyes. But despite her frustration, she couldn't help but laugh. Humanity had faced worse odds before. And somehow, they always came out on top. The aliens' message didn't seem to faze most people. In New York City, crowds gathered in Times Square to watch the broadcast on giant screens. Some took photos, others filmed videos for social media, and a few even joked about it. One man held up a sign that read, "Take me to your leader," while another shouted, "We're too busy paying taxes to care." Laughter rippled through the crowd. It was almost as if humanity had collectively decided that the threat wasn't worth losing sleep over. Even politicians struggled to take the situation seriously. At the United Nations headquarters, delegates argued over how to respond. Some suggested sending a formal apology, while others wanted to prepare for war. But public sentiment was clear: indifference. People went about their daily lives as if nothing had changed. In Silicon Valley, tech entrepreneur Ryan Carter hosted a brainstorming session with his team. Instead of panicking, they saw this as an opportunity to push human innovation even further. "If they want to fight," Ryan said with a grin, "let's give them something they've never seen before." Meanwhile, in rural Iowa, Emily Foster, a farmer, stood in her cornfield, staring at the sky. She had heard about the Galactic Council's declaration on the radio earlier that morning. Her first thought wasn't fear, it was amusement. "If they think we're going to back down, they don't know us very well," she said to herself. Later that day, she posted a photo of her crops on social media with the caption, "Planted extra corn just in case the aliens decide to visit. #aliens welcome." As memes mocking the Galactic Council went viral, a sense of calm settled over humanity. Sure, there were skeptics who worried about what might come next, but the majority shrugged it off. After all, Earth had been through wars, pandemics, and natural disasters. What was one more challenge? For now, life went on. People continued working, laughing, and dreaming. And somewhere deep within humanity's collective psyche, a quiet confidence emerged. If the Galactic Council wanted a war, so be it. Humans weren't afraid to roll up their sleeves and show the universe what they were made of. As the days passed, the Galactic Council's ultimatum continued to dominate headlines, but humanity's reaction remained unchanged. Most people shrugged it off, treating the alien threat like just another news story. In coffee shops and schools, conversations about the Council were often lighthearted. Some joked about aliens misunderstanding human customs, while others wondered if the Council's ships ran on fossil fuels or something more advanced. Despite the looming danger, life on Earth carried on as usual. In Silicon Valley, Ryan Carter, a tech entrepreneur known for his bold ideas, gathered his team in a sleek conference room. On the whiteboard behind him, he had scribbled the words "Alien Problem Solvers." The team laughed at the title. But Ryan wasn't joking. He believed that humanity's best weapon against the Council wasn't fear or panic. It was ingenuity. "If they want to mess with us," Ryan said, pacing back and forth. "We'll show them what we're capable of. Let's turn this into an opportunity." The team brainstormed ideas, ranging from practical to absurd. One engineer suggested creating decoy satellites to confuse alien sensors. Another proposed hacking into the Council's communication systems to broadcast funny cat videos. While some suggestions were dismissed, others sparked serious discussions. By the end of the meeting, Ryan had outlined a plan to develop advanced countermeasures using cutting-edge quantum technology. It was ambitious, but Ryan had faith in his team's ability to pull it off. Meanwhile, in Iowa, Emily Foster went about her daily routine on the farm. She milked cows, tended to her crops, and occasionally glanced up at the sky, wondering if the aliens would actually show up. Her thoughts weren't filled with fear, though. Instead, she felt a strange sense of pride. Humanity had always been underestimated. By nature, by history, and now by aliens. "Let them come," she muttered to herself as she fed her chickens. "We've dealt with worse." Her neighbor, Jake Morrison, shared her confidence. Back in Chicago, Jake spent his days fixing cars and cracking jokes about the council. "They probably think we're still riding horses," he told his customers, who laughed along with him. But beneath his humor, Jake had a quiet determination. He started modifying old vehicles, adding armor plating and makeshift weapons. Just in case, he explained when someone asked why he was doing it. His garage slowly transformed into a workshop for what he called alien-proof trucks. While ordinary citizens carried on with their lives, scientists worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Dr. Alan Hayes, a physicist based in California, led a team of researchers developing new defense systems. Using experimental technology, they created drones capable of detecting and neutralizing alien threats. The project was top secret, but Dr. Hayes knew that humanity's survival might depend on their success. Late at night, as he reviewed data and ran simulations, he couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and responsibility. This wasn't just science, it was preparation for war. Social media played a big role in shaping public opinion. Memes mocking the Galactic Council flooded platforms like Twitter and Instagram. One popular post showed a cartoon alien scratching its head with the caption, "Why does everyone keep ignoring us?" Another featured a picture of Earth with the text, "Closed for alien business." These jokes helped ease tensions, turning what could have been a terrifying situation into something almost comical. Even so, not everyone was laughing. Samantha Lee, a young diplomat from California, watched the growing divide between governments and citizens with concern. While most people dismissed the Council's threat, leaders around the world debated how to respond. Some argued for diplomacy, while others pushed for military action. Samantha believed there was a middle ground, a way to use humanity's unpredictability to their advantage. "Let them think we're not taking this seriously," she suggested during a meeting. "It might buy us time." As the days turned into weeks, humanity's apathy began to take shape into something more powerful: resilience. People weren't afraid of the Galactic Council. They were too busy living their lives, innovating, and preparing in their own ways. Whether through humor, hard work, or sheer determination, humans proved once again that they were a force to be reckoned with. And somewhere far away, the Council watched and waited, unaware of the storm brewing on the little blue planet they had dared to threaten. The Galactic Council decided it was time to send envoys to Earth. They wanted to make their demands clear and show humanity that they were serious. 3 sleek alien ships descended from the sky, glowing faintly as they hovered above New York City. The ships landed in Central Park, drawing huge crowds of curious onlookers. People craned their necks, snapping photos and filming videos with their phones. Some brought snacks, as if they were attending a festival instead of an alien invasion. The aliens emerged from their ships, towering insect-like creatures with shimmering exoskeletons. Their movements were slow and deliberate, and their voices came through strange devices that emitted monotone sounds. 6-9, the leader of the group, stepped forward and addressed the crowd. "Humans," the translator droned. You have ignored our warnings. Comply now or face destruction." Instead of fear, the crowd responded with laughter. Someone shouted, "Is this a movie set?" Another person threw a hot dog at one of the aliens, hitting its leg. The crowd erupted in cheers, treating the moment like a game. Embarrassed and frustrated, the envoys quickly retreated to their ships and took off, leaving behind a cloud of dust and confusion. Back at the United Nations headquarters, diplomats tried to make sense of what had happened. Videos of the hot dog incident went viral, and people around the world couldn't stop laughing. But not everyone found it funny. Samantha Lee, a young diplomat from California, watched the footage with concern. She knew that mocking the council might have consequences, but she also saw an opportunity. "They don't understand us," she told her colleagues during a meeting. "Let's use that to our advantage." While the council stewed over the humiliation, ordinary citizens continued to carry on as usual. In Chicago, Jake Morrison joked about the event while working on his modified truck. "Guess they didn't like mustard," he said to a customer, who laughed and patted him on the back. Even Clara Bennett, his neighbor, couldn't resist making light of the situation. She posted a picture online of a corn cob with googly eyes taped to it, captioned, "Earth's official ambassador to the aliens." In Silicon Valley, Ryan Carter and his team worked tirelessly on their latest invention. They had developed a device capable of jamming alien communication signals. Though untested, it offered hope for disrupting the council's plans. Ryan tested the device in secret, confident that it could give humanity an edge if things got worse. Meanwhile, Dr. Alan Hayes and his team of scientists kept refining their defense systems. They had created drones equipped with advanced sensors to detect alien activity. These drones patrolled the skies, ready to respond to any threats. Dr. Hayes knew that humanity's survival depended on staying one step ahead of the Council. As days passed, the Council grew increasingly impatient. They sent smaller ships to harass human colonies on Mars and Europa, hoping to intimidate Earth into submission. But humanity wasn't backing down. Volunteers flooded recruitment centers, eager to join the fight. Among them was Ben Parker, a former gamer turned pilot trainee. "Guess I'll finally put all those flight sims to good use," he joked during training, earning laughs from his fellow recruits. Even farmers like Emily Foster found ways to contribute. She donated part of her harvest to support local militias and encouraged her neighbors to do the same. "We've got this," she said confidently when someone asked if she was scared. Her optimism spread through her community, inspiring others to stay strong. Despite the growing tension, humanity's spirit remained unbroken. People laughed, worked, and prepared in their own unique ways. Whether through humor, innovation, or sheer determination, they refused to let the Council's threats shake them. And somewhere far away, the Council began to realize that humans weren't as easy to intimidate as they had expected. As tensions between humanity and the Galactic Council escalated, the aliens decided to test Earth's resolve. They launched minor attacks on human colonies scattered across Mars and Europa, targeting supply depots and communication hubs. These strikes were meant to intimidate, to show humanity that the Council was serious about its threats. But instead of cowering, humans responded with surprising strength and creativity. The first wave of alien ships descended on a mining outpost on Mars. The colonists, though outnumbered, had prepared for such an attack. Using repurposed mining equipment and makeshift defenses, they managed to hold their ground long enough for reinforcements to arrive. Pilots like Ben Parker, who had trained tirelessly in Earth's defense forces, swooped in with fighter drones developed by Dr. Alan Hayes' team. The drones zipped through the battlefield, confusing enemy ships and forcing them to retreat. It was a small victory, but it proved something important. Humanity wasn't as helpless as the Council believed. Back on Earth, news of the successful defense spread quickly, boosting morale worldwide. People celebrated the bravery of the Martian colonists and the pilots who had saved them. Social media lit up with messages of support, and memes mocking the Council made another round online. One popular post showed a cartoon alien scratching its head with the caption, Why won't these humans just quit? Inspired by the victory, volunteers flooded recruitment centers, eager to join the fight. Among them was Ryan Carter, the tech entrepreneur from Silicon Valley. Though he wasn't a soldier, he saw a way to contribute. He unveiled his latest invention, a jamming device capable of disrupting alien communications. The device worked by scrambling the signals aliens used to coordinate their attacks, leaving their ships confused and vulnerable. Ryan tested it during a simulated battle, and the results were promising. If we can confuse them long enough, he explained to his team, we might stand a real chance. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens found their own ways to help. In Iowa, Emily Foster donated part of her harvest to feed troops stationed nearby. She even organized a community effort to send care packages filled with snacks and handwritten notes of encouragement. A little kindness goes a long way, she told her neighbors, who enthusiastically joined in. Even Jake Morrison, the mechanic from Chicago, pitched in by modifying old vehicles into armored transports. His garage became a hub of activity, with friends and strangers alike stopping by to lend a hand. As humanity prepared for larger confrontations, leaders around the world began strategizing. Samantha Lee, the young diplomat from California, suggested leveraging humanity's unpredictability as a psychological advantage. They expect us to panic, she said during a meeting. Let's keep proving them wrong. Her plan involved launching surprise counterattacks while continuing outreach efforts to alien factions unhappy with the Council's leadership. The next major clash came when the Council sent a fleet to attack a research station on Europa. This time, humanity was ready. Pilots armed with Ryan's jamming devices disrupted the aliens' coordination, while advanced drones provided cover fire. The battle was intense, but thanks to careful planning and teamwork, the humans emerged victorious. The Council's ships retreated, leaving behind damaged vessels and shattered confidence. These early victories gave humanity hope. People realized that while the Council had superior technology, they lacked one crucial thing: adaptability. Humans, on the other hand, thrived under pressure. Whether through humor, innovation, or sheer determination, they refused to back down. And as word of their successes reached alien ears, cracks began to form within the Council's ranks. Some species questioned whether attacking Earth was worth the cost, while others admired humanity's resilience. For now, Earth remained safe. But everyone knew the war wasn't over yet. Still, one thing was clear: humanity's spirit was unbreakable. With each passing day, they grew stronger, smarter, and more united. Somewhere far away, the Galactic Council watched these developments with growing unease. They had underestimated humanity, and now they were beginning to regret it. Determined to learn more about the Galactic Council, the United Nations authorized a risky mission. A small team of volunteers was chosen to sneak into the Council's flagship and gather intelligence. Among them were Ben Parker, the former gamer-turned-pilot, and Dr. Alan Hayes, the physicist leading the development of Earth's defense systems. The plan was dangerous, but they knew it could give humanity a much-needed advantage. The team disguised themselves as neutral traders, using a stolen alien cargo vessel to blend in. The ship was old and beat up, perfect for avoiding suspicion. As they approached the Council's massive flagship, Ben gripped the controls tightly, his hands sweating despite the cool air in the cockpit. "Let's hope this works," he muttered under his breath. Dr. Hayes nodded, clutching the small device, Ryan Carter's jamming device, that they planned to plant deep within the flagship's systems. Getting inside wasn't easy. The Council's security was tight, with patrols of insectoid guards and scanning devices checking every ship that docked. But the team had prepared well. They used fake identification codes and spoke in broken phrases mimicking the language of a lesser-known alien species. To their relief, the guards waved them through without inspecting the ship too closely. Once inside, the team split up. Ben stayed near the ship, ready to make a quick escape if needed, while Dr. Hayes and another volunteer, a tech expert named Maria Lopez, ventured deeper into the flagship. The corridors were dimly lit, and strange humming noises echoed around them. Every step felt like a gamble, but they pressed on, determined to complete their mission. Maria led the way, her tablet scanning for vulnerabilities in the Council's systems. After several tense minutes, she found what they were looking for: a central hub controlling communication networks. "This is it," she whispered, pointing to a panel on the wall. Dr. Hayes quickly connected the jamming device, typing furiously to override the system. His heart raced as warning lights flickered on nearby consoles. "We've got maybe 2 minutes before they notice," he said urgently. As soon as the device was activated, chaos erupted. Alien guards scrambled through the halls, shouting orders in their guttural language. Alarms blared, and red lights flashed everywhere. The team didn't wait around to see what happened next. They ran back toward their ship as fast as they could. Along the way, they passed rooms filled with holographic maps and data streams. What they saw shocked them. The Council viewed humanity not just as a threat, but as potential allies, if only they could be controlled. Humanity's unpredictability scared them, and that gave the team hope. Reaching the cargo vessel, Ben fired up the engines while Maria and Dr. Hayes jumped aboard. "Go! Go!" Maria shouted, slamming the hatch shut behind her. Ben didn't need to be told twice. He piloted the ship out of the docking bay at full speed, dodging incoming fire from Council ships. The jamming device worked perfectly, causing confusion among the enemy fleet. Their weapons missed wildly, and their communications broke down entirely. As they escaped into the safety of open space, the team shared a moment of quiet triumph. They had done it. They had struck a blow against the Council and lived to tell the tale. Dr. Hayes leaned back in his seat, letting out a long breath. "That was insane," he said, shaking his head. Maria grinned, still clutching her tablet. "But we did it." Back on Earth, news of the successful mission spread quickly. People celebrated the bravery of the team, calling them heroes. The jamming device continued to disrupt the Council's operations, giving humanity time to prepare for whatever came next. Slowly but surely, cracks began to form within the Council's ranks. Some alien factions started questioning the war, wondering if humanity was worth the trouble. For now, Earth remained safe, but everyone knew the fight wasn't over yet. Still, one thing was clear: humanity's determination and ingenuity had given them a fighting chance, and as long as they stuck together, they had a real shot at winning. With the jamming device wreaking havoc on the Galactic Council's systems, humanity seized the opportunity to strike back. The Council's forces were disorganized, their ships struggling to communicate or coordinate attacks. Earth's leaders saw this as a chance to turn the tide in their favor. Under Samantha Lee's guidance, global governments united behind a bold plan: launch simultaneous strikes against key Council outposts while reaching out to individual alien factions willing to negotiate. Samantha worked tirelessly, sending messages of peace to alien species who might be unhappy with the Council's leadership. She knew that not all aliens were eager for war. Some had joined the Council out of fear or obligation. Her efforts paid off when a group of smaller species responded, expressing interest in talking. These aliens admired humanity's resilience and creativity, traits they felt the Council lacked. Behind the scenes, secret meetings began, laying the groundwork for potential alliances. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens continued to play their part. Clara Bennett became an unlikely hero when her viral videos reached alien audiences. In one clip, she stood in her cornfield holding a sign that read, "We come in peace, and with snacks." The humor resonated with some species, softening their views of humans. Even Jake Morrison contributed by posting tutorials online showing how to modify everyday vehicles into makeshift defenses. His videos inspired people worldwide to get creative with whatever resources they had. On the front lines, Ben Parker and other pilots trained relentlessly, preparing for the upcoming strikes. Equipped with advanced drones developed by Dr. Alan Hayes' team, They practiced complex maneuvers designed to outsmart the Council's forces. Pilots joked about earning frequent flyer miles. But beneath their laughter was a deep sense of purpose. They knew this mission could change everything. When the day of the strikes arrived, Earth's combined fleets launched coordinated attacks on several Council bases scattered across the galaxy. The element of surprise gave humanity the upper hand. Alien ships, still reeling from the effects of the jamming device, struggled to mount effective counterattacks. One by one, Council outposts fell, dealing a significant blow to their morale. Back on Earth, news of the victory spread quickly, boosting spirits around the globe. People celebrated in streets and town squares, waving flags and cheering for the brave men and women fighting for their planet. Even skeptics who had doubted humanity's chances found themselves caught up in the excitement. It seemed like the impossible was becoming possible. But the fight wasn't just about weapons and strategies. It was also about unity. Farmers donated food to support troops, engineers worked around the clock to repair damaged equipment, and artists created murals celebrating human determination. Everyone had a role to play, no matter how small. Emily Foster summed it up best when she told her neighbors, "This isn't just about winning a war. It's about showing the universe what we're made of." As cracks within the Council widened, more alien factions began to question the war. Some openly defied orders, refusing to attack Earth. Others secretly aided humanity, sharing intel or sabotaging Council operations. Slowly but surely, the once unified alliance started to crumble. For humanity, the message was clear. They weren't just surviving. They were thriving. With ingenuity, teamwork, and a healthy dose of humor, they had proven that even the smallest actions could make a difference. And though the war wasn't over yet, hope burned brighter than ever. Somewhere far away, the Galactic Council watched these developments with growing unease. They had underestimated humanity. And now, they were paying the price. After months of relentless conflict, the Galactic Council finally admitted defeat. Their forces were stretched thin, their alliances fractured, and their once mighty fleet reduced to chaos. The jamming device had done its job, leaving them unable to coordinate attacks or maintain order among their ranks. Faced with mounting losses and growing dissent from within, the Council made the decision to withdraw. Earth was safe. For now. News of the Council's retreat spread quickly, sparking celebrations around the globe. In cities and small towns alike, people poured into streets, waving flags and setting off fireworks. Neighbors hugged strangers, and families gathered to share stories of how they had contributed to the victory. Even Jake Morrison, who had spent most of the war fixing cars and making jokes, found himself at the center of a neighborhood party. "Guess we showed them we're not so easy to scare," he said, raising a glass of soda in a toast. His neighbor Clara Bennett laughed, holding up her own drink. "And we did it without skipping corn season." For Samantha Lee, the diplomat who had worked tirelessly behind the scenes, the victory felt bittersweet. She knew the war had left scars, not just on Earth, but across the galaxy. Many lives had been lost, human and alien alike. Still, she took pride in what humanity had accomplished. Her efforts to build bridges with certain alien factions had paid off, leading to fragile but hopeful agreements for future cooperation. As she stood on a stage addressing a crowd of cheering supporters, she reminded everyone that peace was just as important as winning. "This isn't the end," she said firmly. "It's a new beginning." Ryan Carter's company became a global sensation overnight. The tech entrepreneur's jamming device had played a crucial role in humanity's success, and orders poured in from governments eager to invest in his innovations. But Ryan wasn't content to rest on his laurels. He had announced plans to expand his team, focusing on creating technologies that could benefit both Earth and any friendly alien species willing to collaborate. "We proved we can fight," he told reporters during an interview. "Now let's show we can build something together." Dr. Alan Hayes returned to his lab, already brainstorming ideas for the next big project. The drones he and his team had developed had saved countless lives during the war, and he wanted to refine them further. This time, though, His focus shifted toward exploration rather than defense. If we can survive a galactic war, he mused, imagine what else we can do. Even Emily Foster, the Iowa farmer, found herself in the spotlight. Her viral posts about planting extra corn for aliens have become a symbol of humanity's humor and resilience. When a publisher approached her about writing a book, she agreed, on one condition. I'm calling it *Cornfields and Cosmic Wars*, she declared. The memoir went on to become an international bestseller, inspiring readers with its mix of wit and wisdom. As life slowly returned to normal, humanity reflected on what they had learned. The war had shown them their strengths: ingenuity, teamwork, and an unshakable spirit. It had also revealed their weaknesses, their tendency to underestimate others, their divisions, and their occasional arrogance. But through it all, they had emerged stronger and more united than ever. Somewhere in the cosmos, the Galactic Council watched Earth with wary eyes. They had underestimated humanity once, and they wouldn't make the same mistake again. But for now, they kept their distance, nursing their wounds and pondering their next move. Back on Earth, Jake Morrison summed it up perfectly during a late-night chat with Clara. Sitting on his porch under a star-filled sky, he leaned back in his chair and smiled. Turns out, shrugging things off isn't such a bad strategy after all. Clara chuckled, shaking her head. You're impossible. But deep down she knew he was right. Humanity had faced the unknown and come out on top, not because they were perfect, but because they refused to give up. And that, more than anything, was worth celebrating.